Guinea pigs. 20 days before the Synergia incident. Hard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Sir, our test models have left the lab. However, some issues arose. The convoy adjusted route, apparently due to a change that was made in the trailer's autopilot. After detouring from the main highway, it was then attacked not long after. What happened to the androids? One of them was destroyed by a fire inside the cargo unit. The rest were stolen during the attack, so we sent a deactivation signal from our main computer, but only 2 of them stopped transmitting their data flow. Interesting. So there are still 2 fully functional models. Affirmative. We've already located one of them, but the other is still missing. Is the main computer still receiving its data? Yes, sir, but the location signal is coming from the first machine. We believe it might have been able to disable the tracker, even though we cannot be sure without accessing the database. That would be extremely risky. Definitely not. Anyway, this could be a chance to see how these models behave in a hostile environment. Keep an eye on the functioning android. Make sure it's out of danger. Find the other one. Roger that, sir. I will keep you informed. Smells like ozone. 15 days before the Synergia incident. My schedule for today lists a 6-hour self-accusatory depression. There's nothing as nice as a rainy day. At least, it'd be a nice day if I were home. It's not nearly as fun cooped up here in this car. There's a cloud generator right here. They do anything to get tourists. Still, that ozone smell is one of the best things about this district. Vega sure is taking his time. Wonder if I should go looking for him. I'm good here. There he is. He's bringing the smell of rain inside along with him. Though his cigarette stench soon overwhelms it. What took you so long? Is it serious? He lit up another cigarette. His 4th this morning. Vega doesn't displease me. I can tolerate him way more than the rest of my coworkers. But the smell really gets on my nerves. That woman just kept yammering on. Nothing important. The android. Would you mind putting out that cigarette? It's raining outside. Can't smoke anywhere else. Take me home then. Did you tell the boss? Sure did. We're done for today. As I was saying, it was just an outdated android. It didn't support the latest version of HoloNet, so it was giving her trouble. I hate being called for this kind of stuff. When do we turn into HoloNet's on-site tech support? Blame it on the war. Companies have their hands full with all those updates. They need to keep androids safe from hackers. And they should use old models like I do. I don't get why everyone is obsessed with the new ones. You have to admit they're charming. People get fond of them. You used to love the new models, or so I've heard. I wonder if he's talking about... No, I don't think so. I know. I thought they were alive, but I grew out of it. I know. It's hard to believe since my first love was an android. Oh, come on. Great. Seems like he knows nothing. I'll have to make something up. It's true. It was a first-generation commercial model. Handing out flyers near my house. How could you even like it? I mean, those had most of their wires in plain view. They didn't even look human at all. I think barely around half of them passed the Turing test. It's embarrassing to think about it now, but I thought all those wires looked cute. I was just a little girl, you know? Guess they were like toys for me. What about family then? How did you plan to have kids with an android? Can't imagine my life now without my 2 little kids. Vega takes every single chance to boast about his kids, how natural they are. They'll probably end up with implants in every nook and cranny though, just like everyone else. I know this might surprise you, but I wasn't exactly planning on having kids when I could still count my age with my fingers. And to this day, having kids still isn't one of my priorities. That's what I thought. Don't you ever feel lonely all by yourself in that shack? Why do you even care? Besides, I'm not alone. I live with my android. Right, your android. You just told me it's an old model. Are you sure that can keep you company? No, it's just there to water my plants. Of course it's company for me. Many more things. Things, huh? Not breaking laws, are you, Sela? Maybe that attraction for machines wasn't just puppy love after all. He gives me a glance out of the corner of his eye, looking almost haughty. I know he's fishing for a specific answer. It's not like I haven't thought about it before. Having a crush on an android decades ago doesn't mean I want to fuck every single piece of scrap I find. Don't make me regret telling you that. Okay, geez, it was a joke. You don't have to get like that. I just wanted to know if... It's shitty company. You happy now? Let's just leave it at that. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I knew it. If you ever need to hang out with a flesh and blood person, just tell me. You can have dinner with us. Never in a million years. Sorry. Just think about it, alright? It's important that our group stays healthy and united, you know? What's good for the group is also good for the individual. I know, I've read it in the manual too. I just don't like family dinners, that's all. Just try to cheer up. I don't want you watching over my back while you're moping. Again. It was just an automatic medical checkup. Those things mess up all the time. Besides, your life is completely different from mine. That's why you don't understand me. He hit the nail on the head. My android isn't exactly the best company. I have to take care of my health by myself. Still, it's not something I want to talk about with him. You're right, can't understand you. But I know someone who does. Have you talked with Darla from Velta Labs? Not really. She's weird. Besides, I'd rather avoid Velta as much as I can. Spent way too many of my years with them. Still think you should get to know her. Just because they're working for a big corporation doesn't necessarily mean they're evil. Look at yourself. You're working for an amazing company, and you're still a pain in the ass. Very funny. She doesn't come with us often anyway. Actually, she requested to join our unit. I'm gonna convince our boss to send her out with us. Try to be friends with her. I can't promise anything. There's something I don't understand. You don't trust androids, yet you're really interested in working with them. How exactly did you get into this section? Boss is friends with my brother. A crony, really? Hey, someone had to take the job. It's not like I'm not qualified. I usually do a competition for those. I had to pass a test. You take any chance you get. And it hasn't been too hard for you either. I guess. We get closer to my house. That huge apartment block that reminds me more of a hive than a real home. Vega parks the car in front of my building. See you tomorrow. Hey, think about what I said. Go out, take a walk. Just don't stay home all day. It's not good for you. Yeah. The building is quiet as ever. Something I deeply appreciate. Walk up the concrete stairs leading to my door. I can hear Elaine opening it. Hello, Sela. Hello. My day has been great as always. I finished all my tasks in record time. I also cooked the noodles you like. Weren't we having meat today? Ah, I forgot to buy it, sorry. Okay, is that a random event? Delete that personality feature. I'm gonna go change. Sure. Bad memory feature eliminated. Thought I'd erased all those random events over the years. To be honest, I end up regretting it every single time. Elaine's ended up as boring piece of scrap. Well, that's partly my fault. I can't stand it when she tries to act human-like. I'm done. Elaine, I want to ask you something. Go ahead. Doesn't it bother you to erase your own personality, little by little? I'm just doing what you ask me to. How can you keep me good company then? What if I'm wrong? My analysis says that you are healthy, and the odds of incorrect orders are very low. Besides, I always have to follow the orders of my master unless they require harming another human. What if all these personality change orders are actually indirectly harming me? Your cold behavior is affecting my mood, partly. Yeah, that's it. I am not responsible for psychological harm caused to humans due to following orders. I know, I just thought your AI was more... whatever. I was just messing with you, don't worry about it. I am not. That rule applies strictly to physical damage. My mere existence is enough to harm some humans, feelings-wise. What's your generation, Elaine? Second. You were definitely top of the line back then. You haven't aged too well. It has been some years since I have had good maintenance. Your food is getting cold. Please, let me heat it up a little bit. Whatever, I'm not hungry. I sit on the couch, turn on the TV, put on the news. Elena's always liked listening to it. I even recall her asking me to let her watch. It's one of her personality features I'll never erase. I'd hate it even more if she acted completely brainless. Besides, her strict logic comes in handy when I need some explanations. The Emperor's parade is currently taking place in Conqueror's Square. It seems like the leaders of the Republican Party are absent again. Don't you think it's strange to have empires and emperors in this age? It's almost anachronistic. Well, it's a multicultural country, in a state of constant expansion ruled by an emperor. I think calling it an empire is correct. A lot of people love the emperor, if only they knew. Do you know? Know what? He's a cyborg. Is he? Yeah, my team went to the palace once. The Emperor's got a sex android harem. He himself is a half machine. There's actually a council ruling in the background. They just keep him as a public face. The harem? Was it not that sex with androids was made illegal? Sure was. Banned by the Emperor himself. During the parade, 3 members of the terrorist group White Cat were arrested. All of them veterans from the expansion army. Seems like there's still some members out there. Do you know them? They're a terrorist group, right? Yes. They used to give us a lot of trouble. They've always been very skilled. They're veterans, after all. But for some reason, they disappeared. Did they disappear, or did someone make them disappear? My team had a couple of missions, managed to get rid of a few, but it might have something to do with improvements to brain chips. The real threats now are androids, not cyborgs. Do you think I am a threat? Not you exactly. I mean, androids just generally. You are indeed a threat, and always have been. Androids are just as dangerous for the human race as much as humans themselves. But it doesn't mean we're going to go extinct. Our laws say... Laws prevent any danger, sure, but those laws are there just because a programmer decided to put them in. Any programmer could make a murderous android. Well, not any programmer, but a really good one could do it. Still, that's enough. Suspending interest feature. I hope I did not hurt you. Hurt me? No way. No, let me watch TV. When could I ever made her ask that question? Maybe it's a security protocol? Hey, Elaine, why did you ask if your action hurt me? I have to look after your health. Nah, thought so. A factory from the company's smart movement has been closed after discovering their vehicles were being hacked to drive to the docks, where a body trafficking gang would capture humans and androids alike and take them over the Yellow Sea. I guess the beta team did a lousy job. They shouldn't have let anyone know about the factory closure before getting the traffickers. Now they won't get anyone. Mr. Johann Schaefer has been declared innocent after the prosecutors failed to prove his ties to the presence of synthetic workers at the Wabenbuch brothels. Hypocrites. Doing it with a robot must be absolutely wonderful, seeing how popular these brothels have become. Elaine, would you ever have sex with me? I mean, if you had sexual organs. Well, I have to follow your orders, so I guess I would. The ban on sexual intercourse is one of the most important laws in new models, didn't you know? Is that why you do not want to upgrade me? Are you thinking of having sexual intercourse with me? Of course not. Besides, as I just said, you don't have sexual organs, but with a little imagination. Do you want me to do something, Sela? You just have to order it. But I have to remind you of what the law says about it. And even if you have been devoid of affection for quite a while, you can always get it in legal human brothels in the city. I wasn't suggesting anything. Where did that affection thing come from? Leave me alone. I see you are upset. Do you want... Shut up. I clench my fist. Try to calm myself down. It's not the first time she's gotten on my nerves. Every time I try to talk to her, she drives me insane. It's all right. Tell me if you need anything. The fast food chain Old Days has been forced to close 3 of their restaurants until they are upgraded to serve cyborg meals. The new artificial nutrition law enforces every establishment to serve this kind of meal. This new regulation is also causing big problems for the owners of small businesses who can't afford the new mandatory facilities. I take some of the noodles Elaine prepared. They're pretty good. Maybe I should thank her for it. But thinking about it, she wouldn't care if I thank her or not. It shouldn't bother. Parity has shown their new line of women's lingerie, ranging from the most suggestive panties to collars. Even a whole new section of ropes and bondage attire. Good memories. Today, Corpo Industries has launched their new memory chip model. A large amount of students are currently waiting in line in front of their stores to be the first ones to try it. The creator of the chip hopes that, thanks to this, a new era will dawn for Alzheimer patients and students with bad memory. Universal basic income has now been completely implemented in the District of Atlas. This has led to riots in poorer districts, as they claim they need that income more than in developed districts. The riots were put to an end by the police a few hours later. Hours passed as if they were minutes. All the weariness I brought with me was left at my doorstep. As always, the sun comes up and I haven't managed to get a second of sleep. Elena's been looking at me, all night. Again. Sisters, 14 days before the Synergia incident. For we live by faith, not by sight. I get up off the couch, another dose.